I mean, it happens in your own life at those times where everything comes together for you, you know. It's chaotic and then everything snaps together and you think, that's exactly right. And it's unstable, you can't maintain it, it fragments again. But that's what you're working towards. If you have any sense, you're working towards that constantly. And I think that's what music represents. It's this stacking of harmonious patterns, right? That are playing themselves out in being. And you watch how people respond to music. The orchestra is led by the leader. Every different individual plays his or her part. They're organized into string sections and horn sections and so on. So you get individual, subgroup, group, orchestra, leader. Then maybe you have people dancing. Well, so what does that mean? So maybe it's men and women dancing in front of that, like a Viennese waltz. So it's the harmonious stacking of pattern being in the background, led by someone who's making sure that the time is in order, and men and women arranging themselves according to the patterns, right? And everyone has a wonderful time when that's happening. And it's acting out the proposition that all of these levels of being can be stacked up harmoniously at the same time. And everybody has a tremendously fun time while they're doing it. Maybe that's how you find a mate at a dance, and for exactly the same reason. It's an optimal place to do that. You see if there's someone that you can be with whom you can mutually act out the patterns of being. Well, we're all acting that out at a dance. We don't know what we're doing. We're having a good time. Well, yeah, that's a little glimpse of paradise. That's what that good time is. Now, the Bible stories before, what seems to happen is that there's two cataclysmic events at the end of the first part of Genesis. There's the flood. So the prehistoric world is wiped out by the flood. And so the idea there, in some sense, there's a bunch of ideas, but one of them is there's a place in history past which we cannot look. And that's absolutely true. One of the things that's very strange about human beings is that our written civilizations, the ones we have records of, all seem to have popped up somewhere in the neighborhood of 5,000 to 6,000 years ago. Doesn't matter where you look, right? Central America, China, India, Greece, Egypt, it's all the same. 6,000 years ago, poof, there we were. Well, what happened before that? Well, the answer is, we don't know. Everything is obscured by the chaos of history before that point.